Welcome to the Information Man show, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be on for a brief moment of time to talk about this particular issue, and let's get at it.
It's the end of the world, Illuminati is coming. Gather their boys and girls and watches it all unfurls. They clutching at all their pearls and no one asking for guidance. Stimulus check, won't you cash app that? I got niggas and they said that respect they black. Politicians and they said don't know how to act. That's why we sitting on the wrong track, back to the long track. And it's okay to be rich. My mama always told me I was destined for greatness. But my mama also, she told me take care of the kids and everybody around the world that can't fight for it. So it's a Hakuna Matata, beast on the water, pray to provider, please don't divide us. Keep that and try to face your intruder to be someone brighter. Yeah, all in mind if you don't listen that much. But some of y'all don't listen at all. Same shit they be pushing your buttons. Got a grown man having withdrawals. I don't mind if you don't listen that much. Yo, I just mind what you say for the crowd. Cause some of y'all don't listen at all. Some of y'all don't answer that call.
The Information Man show.
Tell the truth.
Information is power.
Tell the truth.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, peace. What's up, everybody? Peace. What's up, everybody?
Tell the truth.
What's going on, everybody? What's up, everybody? All right, everybody. Thank you for coming on over. Let me greet everybody for a moment before I get started with the presentation. This is not going to be a long presentation. I'm going to get right to the point because I have definitely a very important video to show you. This news was broke early this morning with Brian Flores, this brother right here, who is a NFL coach. He was a coach with the Miami Dolphins once upon a time ago. And things just did not go right. There he is right there again. And so right now, every year, the NFL is going through a process where they're hiring. They're looking for new hires. And this brother decided to use his courage, stand up as a man and say, you know what, I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm going to sue the NFL because the NFL got caught with their pants down because he had a conversation with Belichick. And Belichick, basically, as you probably heard the story already, thought he was talking to a different Brian. Didn't realize he was talking to this brother right here who used to coach for him, who worked in his organization with him for many years, and congratulated another coach on the possibility of getting the Giants job. And Flores was angry because he was like, well, wait a minute. I thought I was up for the job. And so what he discovered is that they play a lot of games, as we already knew in the NFL. They play a lot of games. They got that clause that says you got to interview the Rooney rule that says you got to interview a black coach. And that rule is problematic because all these teams are doing in the NFL, these owners are doing, is that they're interviewing black coaches to meet a quota.
Tell the truth.
And once they meet the quota, they're going to go ahead and hire who they want to hire in the first place, which is a white coach in the first place. That's just the truth. It ain't a laughing matter at all, but it's just the truth, ladies and gentlemen. So Flores went live, and I'm going to play you the video because he said some explosive things like, do you have owners in the NFL? He said at least the owner that he worked for, Ross, told him at one point in time, we need you to throw some games or something like that. Whoa. So we can get a better draft. And the brother didn't go along with it. And he feels that this is the time he lost his job after winning 8 to 9 of his last games before being let go from the Miami Dolphins. And the brother believes it's because he didn't capitulate to this playing games, like by losing games purposely. And you have black coaches. Look. The NFL is made up about 70% of the players on the field are black. You had Tony Dungy at one point in time. He's no longer in the NFL. You got Brother Thomas with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's the only head coach, black coach in the NFL. Black coaches, when they get hired, they're the last hired and the first fired. And when they get hired, they usually get hired to take over terrible teams or teams that they build up the team by getting the talent. And then they get fired. And then the white coach comes in and he wins with that talent. Can I say, what's that coach that coached the Gruden? Remember Gruden? Gruden took over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When that team was built up by Tony Dungy, he went out there, he brought the damn groceries, he drafted the players, and then they let him go a year too soon. And then Gruden comes along and wins a championship. That was Tony Dungy's players. That was Tony Dungy's team that he built, only to have John Gruden, everybody's lover boy, come in, take the team, win a Super Bowl. Everybody think that Mr. Chucky himself, John Gruden, is his great coach. And then we find out that See, racism is all over in the NFL. I'm sorry. Don't get fooled by the fact that you got black players on the field. You've got John Gruden, who got caught up in text messages and displayed his racism. The very man who took over a job from Tony Dungy and won a championship with his damn football team. White coaches get these jobs. They get overhyped. And when they could be with a team and they can lose a job, they can get fired. They can go get picked up another job here, another job there. They can coach in college. They can coach from team to team in the NFL, and they keep getting jobs. While black coaches, you just one and done. You get one job. If things don't work out, you're finished. You don't get no other opportunities. And then oftentimes black coaches are being hired by teams who have terrible management, terrible ownership, and what have you. So we are being judged by a different whole barometer. But this situation with Brian Flores was powerful because he's got the evidence. He's got them caught. His lawyers are saying that they got the transcripts. They got text messages that show NFL is full of crap. Now, let me just say what's up to everybody in the chat room real quick. We got Black Anonymous. We got CCN TV. What's going on? What's going on there? Salam, we got Pink, we got Planet TV. What's going on? If I'm saying that wrong or right, I'm sorry about that. We got It's All Hot Air up here. Jason Garrett, the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, coached for 8 years. I only went to the playoffs one time, and he coached for 8 years. Black coach, look, remember Tyrone? You better call somebody like Tyrone. Remember Tyrone Willingham? That's the brother who coached at Notre Dame. They didn't really want a black man coaching at Notre Dame, and then they brought a coach over from the NFL. I think what's that? He was an offensive coordinator with the Patriots under Belichick. What is his damn name? Steve Weiss. I think it was Coach Weiss. He gets the job, and they started winning a little bit, but never really did anything under him. He was losing even more, and the talent that he had on the football team was picked up by Tyrone Willingham. They didn't give Tyrone Willingham enough time to develop his young recruits. They get rid of him. They bring Steve Weiss in. Steve Weiss doesn't do anything. He ends up losing his job there. He picks up an opportunity in Florida, Florida. Right? Now he's on TV bumping his gums, right? These white coaches get opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And I understand why this is because the truth of the matter is that the owners are white and they feel comfortable with somebody that looks like them, who's white and right in their eyes. Okay. That's how they see it. Tell the truth. That's how they see it. But black coaches don't get no chance. Now, Tyrone Willingham, you haven't heard from that brother since. He was at Stanford originally. He coached at Stanford, did a great job at Stanford, took the Notre Dame job. After the Notre Dame job, you ain't heard from Tyrone Willingham in a minute. Nobody gave him an opportunity, even in the NFL, to be a position coach. You better call Tyrone. He's out there somewhere. Call him. Nobody, that's the point, folks. Nobody called Tyrone. White coaches keep getting opportunities left and right. I wish that players in the NFL, black players, would stand up more about this. I'm sure they're talking about it in their locker room, but they got to stand up more. They are the game. What's going on, brother Chef? My man Chef has come over. This is the impromptu stream. Normally go on Sundays later in the evening, get a little bit bigger crowd when I go on Sundays, but it is what it is. I'm glad to be live. I got my man Chef in the chat room. Y'all check this brother out. Chef is the real deal. We'll be bringing him on the platform for an interview on one of these good Sundays to talk to him about a variety of things. He's got a great crew of folks over there. He's giving me nothing but love when I've come over to the platform, and I really appreciate that, brother. Got to give him a clap. You see the brother on the screen. He says, peace, my brother. I love your daytime intensity. Oh, man, I just happen to be free today. So I said, let me go ahead and do this. But I want folks to check out Brother Chef's. I guarantee you, if you go over there and hear what that brother is talking about on his channel, he's got that deep bass baritone voice. And he has a very good crew of folks that join him on that channel, and he has great topics. I need y'all to go over there and subscribe and get that brother some support. He's building something over there. And the conversations that he has over there is intelligent. I've made a pledge to myself. I'm only going to engage and get on. I don't really like to get on panels a lot, but I'm only going to engage on panels and with content creators that are bringing substance, not bull crap. Substance. No. You are who you hang around with. You are who you hang around with. I can't hang around. I got to hang around with those that's bringing substance to the table. And Chef brings substance. So let me get back on track here. We got Lagoon. Hey, it's my frat brother in there. Lagoon, what's going on, brother? 06 to you. 06 to you. Look, I said a long time ago on many long videos I've done a long time ago that the NFL ain't nothing but one big fat plantation. Remember, they're playing on a football field. Check this out, metaphorically. They play on a football field, checkered football field. They run up and down a football field, just like they had black folks on a plantation field picking cotton. And then just like that movie Django Unchained, when they had the Mandingo warriors fighting each other, and you had Candy sitting back saying, fight, niggas, go ahead, run, fight. It's the same thing. You go to a football game, black men are on a field, just like on a plantation. The owners are in a luxury box. And while they're in the luxury box, they're saying, go, run. They really want to say, run, niggas, run. That's my niggas down there on the field. That's what they really want to say. When you look at Jerry Jones and all the rest of them getting all, they really like, that's my niggas on the field. And then remember, Colin Kaepernick did that Colin Kaepernick in black, and people criticized Colin Kaepernick because Colin Kaepernick said that when you look at the NFL draft, it's like a slave auction. They're prowling and touching. They're looking at the mouth, the feet. They're seeing how far you can jump, how far you can run, as if you're cattle, as if you are an animal.
Tell the truth.
People rate them over the coals for this, right? And so when you look at the NFL, and it's now the players are making money. But when you look at the NFL, we got a lot of black men that are playing in the NFL, and they leave the NFL broken emotionally, mentally, with the damage to their brain. And a lot of them sometimes end up broke, no money in some cases. And the NFL uses up our greatest resource, which is our black males. They're using them up for the physical pleasure of entertaining us, and the physical pleasure or the financial pleasure of the money that they get. Because if the players are getting $1 million contract, you can imagine what the owners are getting. They're getting billions of dollars. Let's keep that straight right there.
Tell the truth.
And you have no NFL, you have no owners in the NFL that are black. And what this brother has discovered is unbelievable. Let me read what Nagoon is saying right here. He says the NFL is a racket, and a black man is just a movable piece on the checkered board to be used and discarded at any moment. Lovie Smith was fired after a 10-6 record that never happened to a white man. Yeah. How could Lovie Smith, brother, have that kind of record and be fired? Makes no damn sense.
Tell the truth.
We got Patience in the house. Great to see you here, sister. She says, peace and power, beloved information man. Thank you for coming over for the moment, sister. We got Cool in the house. Cool is saying this: why haven't more brothers embraced being agents instead of coaches? Rich Paul is paid more than any coach out today and is making way more money. That's a very good point. Trap Vision is in the house saying, what's up, Rod? What's going on, Trap Vision? I'm glad you came over. Let's see who else we have in here. What's going on, Mr. Gelman? I hope I'm saying the name correct. He says, I call the NFL the good old boys club. Yes, it is the good old.
Tell the truth.
It's the good old boys club, and the good old boys will play by their rules. But keep this in mind, what I just said. Just think about it. You got a football field. The football field's got numbers on it. Remember, they used to brand numbers on black men, black women when we were doing slavery time. So you're on a field. You're going up and down the field. The goal is to put that ball in the in that square. Boom, throw that ball, run that ball, move that ball, boy. Well, same thing when black people were on plantations. What was the goal on the plantation? Move that cotton, boy. Move that cotton bale. Put that cotton bale in that basket. You better get a good weight on that cotton. Move it, move it, move it. Bend your back in the hot sun. Same thing with football. Move it, move it, move it, boy. Move it. Remember Howard Cosell? Years ago, I remember this. I'm old enough to remember this at 52 years old. Remember Howard Cosell? I think it was a Monday night football game. I think it was the Saints that were playing, and he had the audacity to call a football player a monkey.
Tell the truth.
A monkey. Remember Jimmy the Greek? Some of y'all millennials don't remember Jimmy the Greek. Jimmy the Greek was this dude that was this Italian dude that was a gambler, used to gamble on point spreads before they really got that popular. And they used to bring him on the NFL telecast to give his prediction, give his diagnosis of what's going to happen. And next thing you know, Jimmy the Greek was interviewed one day, and he said that the reason why the black athlete dominates is because they was bred to be athletes back in slavery time. They got a certain bone structure, muscle structure in the legs, and they can do this and they can move faster. He was basically talking the way that was slave talk. He said they were bred to be athletes. He said some things. He got raked over the coals for it, and Jimmy the Greek got released. So the NFL has been trying to run away from these narratives of what they really all about. We got DOD in the house. Thank you for being here. We've got QT1 is in the house. Peace to her. Fashion for Life is in the house. The Pander God is in the house saying black men need to stop playing football. It causes brain damage. Exactly.
Tell the truth.
We got Black Anonymous is in the house. Black Anonymous says, I remember Jimmy the Greek. And we got Fashionable for Life saying, tell the truth. Yeah, tell the truth, sister. I'm trying to do the best I can. Trap Vision is in the house. Make sure y'all check out Trap Vision's channel as well. Get that brother some support. He says, brothers are bred in the NFL like cattle, just a means to secure the owner's generational wealth for their kin. Right. But check this out. Remember, I don't know if it was what's the brother who played grandmama, played basketball in the NFL, in the NBA. I'm sorry, played basketball in the NBA. Larry Johnson. Remember Larry Johnson? I think he came out with a book. He authored a book with another NBA basketball player, and it was called $1 Million Slave. Y'all check out $1 Million Slave.
Tell the truth.
Check out the $1 Million Slave book. And we got Quality Contact says rugby makes NFL look like a bunch of okay rugby. All right, we got QT1. I'm liking that avatar, sister, with the Afro style, and man, loving it. DOD, yes, it has peace, brother. I wonder if part of the lawsuit is why the Broncos is now for sale. Yeah, so thank you for saying that, because you got a lawsuit, and this brother Flores is not only going after the Miami Dolphins, I believe, because of what the coach did to him. He's got evidence that the owner, not the coach. He's got evidence that the owner had the audacity to tell him to lose games. And he believes that that's why the Dolphins got rid of him, because he wouldn't comply with that type of nonsense. And then he's got other teams in the NFL who are just simply interviewing black coaches, knowing all damn well they're not going to hire them. You got Kelly Moore, who's the offensive coordinator with the Dallas Cowboys. He's only been coaching for 3 years, and they kept hyping him up to be a head coach. Yet you got black coaches, position coaches in the NFL who've been coaching for a long time, and they can't even get a damn look. Damn shame.
Tell the truth.
It's a damn shame. We got Free Zone in the house. He says, why do black people put their money together? He says, Free Zone says, why don't black people put their money together and buy the Broncos? Actually, I'm glad you said that. There's a rumor somebody is trying to buy the Broncos. There's a group. And I think one of those people involved in that group is, I don't know if it's LeBron James. I don't think it's LeBron James, but there is someone that's well known that's black. that I think potentially is trying to buy the team or is trying to buy it along with another investment group. Because, in the NFL, you got to have long green to buy these teams, and you got to have a whole bunch of investors. So so what you're saying may be coming down the pipeline. We'll have to see how it all plays out. We got my man Chris Thomas show is in the house. Make sure y'all support this brother too as well. He has a great program, a great show. Do I see my man Point Blank Travel in here? Is that Point Blank Travel in here? Make sure Point Blank Travel. Make sure y'all check him out. Kelly Moore. Yeah, Kelly Moore. Point Blank Travel says that Kelly Moore will flop as a head coach. We'll see what happens. We got Earl Owens in the house. Robert Smith's buying. Yeah, Robert Smith. That's right. Thank you. Earl Owens. Robert Smith is a billionaire. He's a black man, as everybody knows this. DOD, what's going on, brother? I think he's involved in this potential to buy the Broncos. So we're going to see what's going to happen. We got Erica in the house. She says, good read. Definitely a moment in Black history. Read Between the Lies, Dick Gregory. Excellent book. She's giving you truth. We got Chris Bryan, who says Robert Smith people thought would buy the Broncos, but he said he's not interested anymore. Uh-oh. We got different information coming in. Chris Bryan said that he was interested, but now he's changed his mind. Interesting. Oh, thank you. DOD. DOD has corrected. The name of the book is called The $40 Million Slave. The $40 Million Slave. Make sure y'all check that book out. Thank you, DOD. And we got my man Nagoon in the house saying the elite in the NFL don't like Robert Smith. Right. But see, the thing about the NFL, do you think they really want to see black? Look at it like this. They already feel like black men are dominating the football field, so they got to have something for themselves, right? So I don't see them giving a football team to an all black ownership group. I just don't see it. Let's see. Black Anonymous says this. Could there be a scenario in which no one wants to buy the Broncos and the franchise has to leave Denver? Anything's possible, but they've been there. They got they got a stadium there. So anything's possible. QT1 says free zone. Lord, that's what I like to see as well. So we can start breaking up the good old boys club. Those boys will try in outs for sure. Definitely. We got Bonnie Rose in the house saying Information Man Show and everyone. Thank you for coming over, Bonnie Rose. Let me do this. I want to show y'all something. Remember, the NFL has been on a campaign saying that they're against racism, that they want to stump racism out. If they want to stump racism out, then why? Check this out. Put this on the screen right here. So according to CBS, and everyone knows this right now, this has been out there in the press for a couple of years, a little bit now. It's been out there for a while. The NFL commits $250 million for over 10 years, period, to fight systematic racism. Will be open to working with Colin Kaepernick. That's some bullshit because Colin Kaepernick does not have a job in the NFL. They've done no work with Colin Kaepernick, no philanthropy work with him. They're not even supporting the kind of community service work that Colin Kaepernick is doing. That's BS. Remember that Colin Kaepernick should have been the first person that they should have reinstated into the NFL. Given the fact that they keep saying that they're against racism, which is why Colin Kaepernick took a knee in the first place, symbolically, even though I prefer to stand up as a man and not get on my knees. Stand up, black man, stand up. Stand up, black man, stand up.
Tell the truth.
That sounds better. But nevertheless, Colin Kaepernick, as you know, took that knee. The NFL basically, I'm not going to say blackballed. They whiteballed him out of the league. That's what it was. It was a white ball because it's white men who control and operate the league. So they whiteballed Colin Kaepernick out of the football league, never allowed him to get back in the league. They actually tried to set up some workouts for him, but they did it not in good faith with Colin Kaepernick. They tried to ruin his reputation. And everything that Colin Kaepernick stood for and what he was trying to fight for is exactly what's going on with this brother right here, Flores, the racism that Colin Kaepernick was talking about, the racism that was going on outside in the country and how he couldn't stand for a flag that is not living up to its aims and goals for black people. And it was Colin Kaepernick who asked a military man, what would be the more respectful thing to do in my protest about what's happening? And he said, the most respectful thing you could do is you could take a kneel, because when men go to war and they die in war, when they present the flag colors to the family of that fallen soldier, they present it by kneeling. So there was nothing about what Colin Kaepernick did that was disrespectful to the flag. Matter of fact, if you know proper flag etiquette, the NFL drapes the flag across the football field before games. You're not supposed to drape the flag. The flag is supposed to be flown high up. It's not even supposed to be worn on your paraphernalia. The NFL has the flag on the football uniforms. In the helmet is an emblem. You're not supposed to do that. So they're not even following proper etiquette, but yet they raped Colin Kaepernick over the coals and did not reinstate him. And then this year, the NFL drums up this campaign about being against racism. You see that at the Saints game? All over the NFL, this is their hypocrisy, ladies and gentlemen, their pure hypocrisy. All over the NFL, they've been putting these logos and these symbolisms in the end zone, like stop racism, end racism, as you can see there. If you were about ending racism, if you're really about putting $250 million into stopping racism, then one, Colin Kaepernick should have been given a formal apology. Of course, he had to sue the NFL and get the money, and I ain't got no problem with Colin Kaepernick getting the goddamn bag. I say that with a bail. So Colin Kaepernick should have been given an apology from the NFL. He should have been reinstated to at least try out for a football team. But all these owners, the same owners that won't hire black coaches, they'll give them an interview knowing they're going to hire a white coach. These same owners colluded to keep Colin Kaepernick out of the lead. Well, these same owners now, I believe, are colluding to keep Brian Flores from getting a coaching job, because now that he has spoken up, they're really gonna stop him. And he did this at a time where he was looking for a job. That's his boy right there, Belichick. Belichick is the one who said, this is what Belichick said, folks. According to what Flores says in the text messages, when Belichick was texting him, Belichick thought he was texting a different Brian, not realizing it was Brian Flores. And he basically admitted to Brian Flores that he fucked up. He let the cat out of the bag that they already had hired someone when they told him that they were looking to give him opportunity. The NFL does this all the time. You got all these black players in the NFL. Why don't they stop playing the game and make demands? Damn it. They may not be the owners, but they are the damn players. Why do we as black men and black women give birth to black male children only to let them play for the NFL and be used up? Yeah, they can make a lot of money. You can buy mama that home that she wants. Yeah, you can buy daddy that Cadillac that he wants. You know, you can buy that big house. You can live the dream. I get it.
Tell the truth.
But at the end, we keep giving our kids to these white universities that use them up for money as well, even though players now can get sponsorship, like Deion Sanders' son has got a sponsorship with Gatorade. More power to him. Tell the truth. But prior to all of that, they were using up our kids. And then we get to the NFL, they use you up as well. Waive you, trade you. They think about it, just like slavery. They trade you to another team. They sell you to another plantation. Tell the truth. And that's the damn truth. This man right here, this is the owner of the Miami Dolphins. That's Ross. He's the one who told Flores when he was the coach there, we need you to throw some games, boy. Are you going to be my good Toby? Are you going to be my good Toby? Toby, this is metaphorically how it goes down. Flores, are you my good boy? We need to get that first draft pick. So, boy, the hell with winning games, which you was brought here for. We need you, Toby. We need you, Toby. We need you to lose games, boy. We need you to lose the games on this plantation. And then if you do what we want, we give you some cornbread, we'll pat you on the head, and we'll see about whether we'll keep you around this football team. Well, Brother Flores wasn't going for that. He stood up like a man and said, hell to the no. And he said that that's why he believes that they fired him. Let's go into the Exhibit A. And Exhibit A right now is this particular, I'm going to play it for you right now. You need to hear this right now. I'm going to let you hear the action. Not only hear it, you're going to watch the interview on CNN from this morning. And I appreciate everybody that's here. I appreciate RYQT1, Beverly Palmas is in the house, Big Dog Philly OG, DOD. Everybody that's come in, Tiffany Jackson, Fashionable for Life. Everybody that's come in, but let's hear it, baby.
Shell lawsuit with the potential to
let me know if you can hear this by putting a 1 in the chat room.
Head coach of the NFL's Miami Dolphins, Brian Flores, is accusing the league and multiple teams of systemic racial discrimination that is keeping black coaches from advancing in their careers. In this lawsuit, Flores and his attorneys called the league racially segregated and like a plantation, citing multiple interviews they say were a sham held just to meet the league's diversity rules, and say this is why so few NFL coaches are black. The NFL denies these allegations. So joining us now is Brian Flores, former head coach of the Miami Dolphins, who is suing the NFL, and his attorneys, Douglas Wigder and John Alefterakis. And Coach, I appreciate you being with us. You know what a huge risk you're taking. There was a lawyer quoted in the New York Times who said, I'm extremely surprised he would put his career in jeopardy. Does it feel like that to you?
Well, I understand the risk. Look, I love coaching football. I'm called to coach football. I'm gifted to coach football. And I still want to coach. Let's be clear about that. But this is bigger than coaching. This is bigger than me. Look, the numbers speak for themselves as far as the hiring, firing, and the lack of opportunities for minority and black head coaches and executives in the National Football League, and we need to change. We need things to change.
You know this could cost you your career, so why are you doing it?
Tell the truth.
Like I mentioned before, this isn't about me, and I understand that this is bigger than me. This is bigger than football. Many have come before, and done a lot to create change in this country for people of color. And I just felt like in this instance,
for black people, brother, black people.
And
I don't like that people of color stuff.
Change, and I'm proud to do that.
This is not a new situation in the NFL. The NFL would acknowledge this is not a new situation. This is not a new situation in many ways for you. So what put you over the edge?
My kids. That was a big part of this. I have two sons. They're 8 and 7. I've got a 5-year-old daughter. When I look at them, I don't want them to go through some of the things I've had to go through. And I know that was the same for people who came before me as well. They were thinking about me, even though I wasn't. I wasn't here yet. But that was the big thing. And then I just think of all the coaches that, even on my staff. I thought about guys on my staff or my previous staff in Miami who I know are more than capable, who are gifted to coach in this league, to lead. I just want them to have the opportunity to stand in front of an owner and have a real opportunity to get one of those jobs and lead a team.
You're looking at a coach who is decorated. He's coming off 2 winning seasons. He's, obviously held in high regard throughout the league.
That's right.
And look at what he's had to go through.
Tell the truth.
For a normal coordinator or someone who hasn't been able to shine the way Brian has, I mean, he's going through this stuff. Can't imagine what they've had to go through, and that's part of what he's trying to break down, what we're trying to change.
First back-to-back winning seasons for the Dolphins since, 2003? You won 8 of the last 9 games. Clearly a team that was on the rise, yet you got fired. I guess what I'm getting at is, what was the straw that broke the camel's back? Was it this situation with the New York Giants?
Yeah, I mean, that was it. As you know, there was a series of text messages that led me to believe that I was going on an interview for a job that was already handed to someone else. And look, I'm all for hiring the person you want to hire.
We got 100
I understand
Real
that.
Talk Live in the chat. I know that individual.
I think
I'm
Brian
an
Flores is a
administrator
great coach.
on the
He's
Facebook
someone
group for
I've
that.
worked
So
with. He's a great coach.
I'm out of the 100
And
Talk Live up
definitely,
because 100 Talk Live's been giving love to
someone I
me
respect,
on
but-
Facebook.
Let me read
on
through
the
this exchange so
Facebook
people know exactly what we're talking about.
group
This was
that
a
I'm an
text
administrator of
exchange you
because
had
of
with Bill Belichick,
100%
who you worked with
Real
for years
Talk Live.
at the New England Patriots. Coach Belichick writes you, "Sounds like you've landed. Congrats." You write back, "Did you hear something I didn't hear?" Belichick writes, "Giants?" ? You write back, "I interview on Thursday.
Uh-oh.
I think I have a shot at it." Belichick writes, "Got it. I hear from Buffalo and the Giants that you are their guy. Hope it works out if you want to." Then you write, "Coach, are you talking to Brian Flores or Brian Daboll?" Just making sure.
See?
Then Belichick writes, "Sorry, I effed this up. I double-checked and I misread the text. I think they're naming Daboll. I'm sorry about that. Bill Belichick." So Belichick is telling you, days before you're even interviewing for the Giants job,
What's up, Nappy
that he
Yankee?
thinks Daboll's got-
Peace to you,
got
brother.
locked up.
Make sure y'all check out Nappy Yankee's channel, too.
That's what we're trying to change.
What did that feel like?
It was humiliating, to be quite honest. There was disbelief, there was anger, there was, a wave of emotions for a lot of reasons.
Mr. Cleanup Man, you're right.
And I think this is why we filed a lawsuit.
Why does Bill Belichick even know about who's getting the job? Why is he talking to the Giants and to the Bills? I mean, last I checked, he was with the Patriots. I mean, what's his involvement getting to know who's going to land the head coaching position? And so, Brian's a really modest person. He's stepping up. He's stepping up because this has been talked about for so long. There's only one black head coach. There are no black owners. There are very few offensive, defensive coordinators who are black. There are very few quarterback coaches or special teams coaches who are black, and Brian is stepping up. We believe other people are going to follow, and we're going to proceed as a class action in this case.
I'm going to get to the idea of
Class
will other
action.
people follow and are they following. And just so people know, 70% of the players in the NFL are black. 70%, and there's currently one black head coach, and it's a lower number than it was, 20 years ago. So the number's
Wow.
going down, not up, just so people know that.
It's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Belichick
crazy.
tells you the job's going to Daboll, a white coach. So you think at this point, the only reason the Giants are interviewing me is because they have to?
Yeah, the Rooney Rule. That's the first thing that came to my mind. But my other emotions were, why aren't I getting a real opportunity here?
What did it feel like when you actually were sitting down for the interview with them after Belichick told you it was basically a done deal?
So you can see up there, ladies and gentlemen, the NFL's Rooney Rule, first version adopted in 2003. A club and the league requires to interview at least 2 external minority candidates for head coach, 1 minority candidate for offensive and defensive special teams coordinator, 1 external minority candidate for senior football operation general manager, minority female applicants for senior level positions in club and lead office. This is the makeup of the Rooney Rule, but how they circumvent it is by just simply saying, hey, let's just interview, get us some type of Negro in here and let's just interview him, even though we know we're going to interview the white boy, what's that young white boy that there's a coordinator for the for Dallas Cowboy. Oh yeah, that's right, Kelly Moore. Yeah, we really want the young white boy even though he's only got 3 years of coaching and he was a draft pick at quarterback that didn't pan out for us, we really need we need Kelly Moore. Get the white boy in here. We'll get a couple of Negroes, we'll get a couple of our plantation Negroes and get them in here and we'll interview them, make them think they're going to get hired when we really want the white boy to coach us, because black men are only good for playing on the field and doing the grunt work. Hit him, run, nigga, run. But black men are not good enough to be head coaches. Look, I've been through this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm old enough to remember when they didn't think that black quarterbacks were intelligent enough. Black men were intelligent enough to be a quarterback. Remember Doug Williams? Everybody got surprised that Doug Williams could lead the Washington team to a football championship. Doug Williams was a great quarterback if he would have been given more chances. Remember Warren Moon, who had to play in Canada? There's been a bunch of black quarterbacks. Matter of fact, how many of y'all know that the Pittsburgh Steelers should have been a black man? Joe Gilliam was the original quarterback with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he had a drug habit. He had a habit with drugs, and he couldn't stay clean. And that's the reason why Terry Bradshaw became the starting player for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Even Terry Bradshaw says to this day that Joe Gilliam was a better quarterback than him, stronger arm, smarter at playing the game, and that if he hadn't got on drugs and got himself drugged out of the lead by smoking, getting caught up on that cocaine, that narcotic, that it would have been Joe Gilliam who would have won 4 Super Bowls with Pittsburgh, and probably even more, because Terry Bradshaw himself said the only reason why I got these Super Bowls was because of Gilliam and the problems that Gilliam was going through. But they didn't think, even in college, if you're black, put him at cornerback. If you're black, put him at running back. But you can't play quarterback, because quarterback is reserved for the intelligent man. We say it's the white man. Coaching, same thing. It's got to be the intelligent white man. The white man has the aptitude and altitude to be a head coach. That's why the Rooney Rule came up in the first place, and they've been circumventilating that damn rule. Here we go, some more.
Again, another waves of emotions for me. Is this real? Is this, am I wasting my time? But look, I just put my best foot forward. That's what I've always done. Anytime I've dealt with a situation where I was dealing with adversity, or
I appreciate everybody that's here today. Thank you for your presence.
My entire life, so I figured
it feels good.
Foot forward, and interview to the best of my ability. But there was also this sliver of hope that I had, and I guess that's, maybe I'm naive to the fact that of what really goes on in the behind the scenes. But there was a sliver of hope
Did Belichick know you were filing this lawsuit or going to make his text public?
No, he did not.
Have you talked to him since?
I have not.
Belichick don't know. He gonna be angry.
You've been through this, you say. In
I don't care if he's angry though.
In a way, before with the Denver Broncos, where you say that you were asked to interview, but you were made to feel during the time that the interview was somehow not real.
Nagome, brother, thank you for remembering what I was talking about. A lot of people forgot about Joe Gilliam.
They're late, which is unusual for this process. And look, I know I'm not alone in this, where you're the only.
Thank you, Big Dog Philly, for that, brother. OG.
And just the entire process doesn't feel like you're an actual candidate.
D. Allen Warren, thank you for being here again. I appreciate it. Tiffany Jackson, appreciate it.
Vacancies, they have to interview at least 2 minority candidates. The numbers differ for the other jobs there. But you felt that you were there as a number, that they weren't taking you seriously. They showed up late. You thought maybe you'd been drinking the night
QT1,
before.
I
Just so
appreciate
people
it.
know, the Denver Broncos deny this. They say the allegations from Flores directed toward the Broncos in today's court filing are blatantly false. They say
it's all hot air. I appreciate you,
Giants,
sister.
I should have said, as you were talking about them, they say we interviewed an impressive and diverse group of candidates. The fact of the matter is Brian was in the conversation to be our head coach until the 11th hour. Ultimately, we hired the individual we felt was most qualified to be our next head coach.
Can I just say something about the Giants comment? Because I think it's interesting. You just read it. I mean, they don't deny that the job had already been given to Brian Daboll prior to the interview of Brian Flores. So, I mean, I think that's a telling admission right there.
And we're talking about a mistaken text message, which we know these things happen. Brian's been through it. But think about the fact that this is a mistaken text message from Bill Belichick. Otherwise, Brian would have been in there, with the understanding that there's a good chance he'd be treated as a Rooney Rule interview. But he knew, and this was all uncovered from a mistake. And now it's out in the open. And Brian, with all the risk and knowing that he's lending himself to a bigger cause, he's here to change what's been going on for the history of the NFL and society at large.
Again, I can't imagine what it must have felt like to get that text message from Belichick. And you're talking about your kids, and you're doing this for them. Did you tell your kids, or how would you explain that to your kids?
My wife and I, we've had conversations with them. Look, they're older now. They understand kind of what's going on as far with Miami and in this situation as well. And that conversation went just like this. Look, guys, there's only one black head coach in the National Football League. There's, as they all know, there's a lot of black players in the league, and we just feel like it's unfair. And Dad may never coach again. He's taking that risk, but he's doing it so that you guys don't deal with some of the things that him and his peers are dealing with now.
George Martin, New York Giants great, was on this show last hour and said that you are the Rosa Parks of the NFL.
Wow.
Yeah. How does that feel?
Humbling.
Because he's the only one that's done this, ladies and gentlemen. The only one.
More confidence that.
Is he going to be standing by himself? What do y'all think?
That we need to continue to fight for that change.
Can I just say, I'm going to be optimistic here. Here we are on the second day of Black History Month. I'm going to be optimistic and say this is a great opportunity for the NFL to be a leader in America, to make the changes. The Rooney Rule doesn't work. Everyone knows that.
Fashionable for life. Fashion for life. I'm not sure about that, sister.
Implement policies, acknowledge their fault, recognize what's happened to Brian, move forward, set an example, not only for the NFL, but let's set an example for the rest of America. Let's come together at this time. I see this as an opportunity for them rather than legal denials and things. Let's move forward.
Okay, you make that case. You see what happened to Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick, took a stand, never played again in the NFL.
That's right.
So how optimistic are you there'll be the change?
Well, look out.
Let me do something real quick. I'm going to come right back to that in a moment. I want to read what Water Sniper said. Water Sniper said, Information Man, seems like the NFL has black codes where black people are restricted to playing on the field and rarely in a quarterback position. Although you do have some black quarterbacks out there, but you're true. It's very rare, but rarely are we being able to be in the management position where we're making major decisions. Right now, of course, the Chicago Bears, they have hired a black man to be their general manager. We'll have to sit back and see how that all plays itself out, because there's not really that many general managers that are black in the NFL. I think the New York Giants might have hired a brother to be a general manager, but it's very few and in between, as you know. And there was something that I wanted to read that let me see right here. Freezy Loan, many black boys don't even want to play sports. What do we as people have to offer as a alternative until we change that? They will stay on the plantation. That's facts.
Tell the truth.
Let me see who else we have in here. We got Knowledge TV in the house. Thank you for being here, brother. He says the Vikings did two. Let me see. The Vikings did two black men is the general manager. Okay. All right, brother. Elaborate some more on that. Give us some more details. Educate us, whatever you may know about that situation. DOD says, what's going on, RY? And Lagoon said, look, if y'all have not, do some research on Joe Gilliam. I'm not lying to you. My brother Lagoon, he remember this. Joe Gilliam is a black man who should have gotten those 4 Super Bowls. Terry Bradshaw was just a footnote. This is a footnote in history. He would have been a footnote in history if it had not been for Joe Gilliam's drug problems. He said that Joe Gilliam was a way better quarterback than him, had better skill set and what have you. And he believed that Joe Gilliam would have won more than just 4 Super Bowls with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So check out Joe Gilliam's history if you'd like to know more about that, brother. Let me see who else we have in here. Erica says, Grutility information, man. The ranch makes me have the behavior and the great with great power. Thank you, sister. I thank you because you've been supporting me very heavily. I always observe people and I see whoever I give ranches to people because they're not only great supporters, but you're consistent. And what I like about our chat room is we don't have a lot of drama. It appears to me that people are getting along with each other in the chat room, even if you have different opinions. But I just like the fact that we don't have a chat room with a whole bunch of drama and nonsense going on. We got people over here that's intelligent, know what the hell they're talking about, and I love that. I got to give you a clap. Let's get back to the rest of this audio visual for you. Here we go.
I'm for anyone whose goal is to create change, and I back that. I understand the risks, and I want to coach. I'm gifted to coach. I love coaching. I'm passionate about it, and I'm hopeful that I will coach again.
And again, you've had interviews in the last 2 days with the Texans and the Saints, so that's still out there. Look, I want you to hang on for a second, if you will, because I have a lot more to ask you. There's an explosive claim.
Here it comes, folks.
Have major legal implications, where you say the owner of the Dolphins offered to pay you to lose. We're going to discuss that when we come back.
We still have 12
hours. Stasis.
Here with us, Brian, in this suit,
I had to move it forward past the commercials. I got YouTube TV, so I can get a lot of stuff live.
Because he wanted the Dolphins to get a higher draft pick, you allege he wanted the Dolphins to lose, and he offered to pay you $100,000 for each game you lost?
Yeah, and it's an unfortunate situation for a number of reasons. One, this game...
Again, I'm going to move this back. This is explosive. The coach. What did I do wrong? Yep, I think I should have left it alone where it was at. I'm gonna come off of there. I'm gonna come off of this and go back on the screen. So I made a little bit of a boo-boo there. I should have left that feed alone, but this is the gist of it. This is the gist of it. I said it earlier before I went to the video. I think the video speaks for itself. But what he was getting ready to say there is that the owner of the Miami Dolphins that you see right there, right next to him, I made a little statement earlier, boy, I want you to do what I tell you to do, boy, kind of mentality, plantation mentality. The owner was trying to convince Brian Flores that he wanted him to lose football games purposely in order for them to get a better draft position and what have you. Flores said that he refused, that he did not feel comfortable doing that, and he believes that that's the reason why he got fired from the Miami Dolphins, especially when he had an 8-9, when he had a winning streak going out of the season. He wasn't losing. He was having winning streaks. So he believed that it was because he didn't comply. He didn't want to be the boy. He didn't want to be, I do whatever the slave master tell me to do. If you need me to run, jump fast, I'll be or do what you want me to do, a master. I's a bees and do what you want me to do. Let me see if I can bring this back to where I was at before. May not be able to. I'm not going to be able to, so I'm going to cut from that feed right now. So he didn't want to play that type of game because what if it would have come out that Flores did this, you know what type of implications it would have been. You know how horrible it would have been. You know how crazy it would have been, folks. So let me do this before I get out of here. I'll drop a link down if anybody wants to come upstairs and say a few words. And while I do that, let me play a little music while I get the links in the chat room. So I'm going to put some links a link in the chat room. Anybody wants to come up and give their opinions about this whole situation, you're more than welcome. But that's really what the brother was about to say. Then for my feed cut off on me, that's exactly what the brother was going to say. He was basically saying that they were even, and he's suing for the text messaging that he had with Belichick, that whole situation where Belichick kind of blew the beans. You know, he just kind of spilled the beans and said, oh shit, I effed up. I wasn't supposed to tell you this, but now you know it, Flores, right? The NFL and all its hypocrisy and the way they handled the Colin Kaepernick situation and all their hypocrisy and bullshit standing. The symbolism, they know that black people like symbolism, so they know that all they got to do is put something on the field like that saying end racism. When I'm a soccer fan, soccer has already been doing this before the NFL, where they talk about being against racism, even though you have racial incidents that happen in soccer internationally. But the NFL was late with this symbolism, which they thought would be good to make us calm down. This is all this is about. You know, they're putting in 250 million, but yet while you're talking about you want to end racism by putting symbols on the football field around racism, at the same time, you're being racial towards this brother. And you've also been playing a game about how you go about hiring black coaches. You've been playing these games for a long time, NFL. And this brother has exposed you. And I hope that when he does his suit, I'm going to follow this case. And of course, the NFL is going to try to deny this, folks. Of course, the NFL is going to try to deny that this is the facts, that this is reality. They're going to try to do all the deniability that they can. While I get ready to put the links out there, let's hear a little bit of music for a moment as I get ready to send those links out for people who want to come upstairs and have a conversation about this for a short moment.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
All mine if you don't listen that much. But some of y'all don't listen at all. The same shit they be pushing your buttons. Got a grown man having withdrawals. I don't mind if you don't listen that much. Though I just mind what you say for the crowd. Cause some of y'all don't listen at all. Some of y'all don't answer that call. Realize the movie that I was watching, it's the end of the world. Illuminati is coming. Gather the boys and girls and watches it all unfurls. They clutching at all their pearls and no one asking for guidance. Stimulus check, won't you cash app that? I got niggas and they said that respect they black. Politicians and they said don't know how to act. That's why we sitting on the wrong track. Back to the long track. And it's okay to be rich. My mama always told me I was destined for greatness. But my mama also, she told me take care of the kids and everybody around the world that can't fight for it. So it's a Kuna Matata, beast on the water, pray to provider. Please don't divide us. Keep that and try to face your intruder to be someone brighter. Yeah, all mine if you don't listen that much. But some of y'all don't listen at all. Same shit they be
Tell the truth.
Got a grown man having withdrawals. I don't mind if you don't listen that much. Though I just mind what you say for the crowd. Cause some of y'all don't listen at all. Some of
Information
y'all don't answer
is
that
power.
call.
Tell the truth.
All right, folks. I know it's during the week, so people work and all sorts of things, but I did put a link in the chat room if anyone wants to come up and give any thoughts about the what I've been talking about. If not, it's okay. I get it. You know, people may be busy today. It is middle of the week, a Wednesday, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer, and if nobody comes upstairs, then I'll get ready to end the program. But I really appreciate everybody who's come over today to join me. I like you, some of you probably heard about this morning. You probably got alerts on your phone. I just wanted to talk about this because to me, the NFL has always been this, and they've been hiding behind their symbolism because they know that black people, we go for symbolism, and that's a big problem. Let me also say this. And I think I have somebody who's coming upstairs with us. QT1, I think, is coming upstairs. Let me set this up. Let me let you all know this too. Just like I said on my podcast last night, they made Whoopi Goldberg apologize, and she's been apologizing profusely, heavily, and now she's been suspended for 2 weeks. But Joe Rogan, after making those African statements, has he been suspended? No. Has he come out and apologized? He's apologized to Spotify, but he hasn't apologized for what he said about Africans in the continent of Africa, as well as black people. It was very insulting. And Whoopi Goldberg paying the price. Now, I'm not caping for Whoopi because I showed y'all that she was with that guy, Ted Danson, and she allowed him to walk out with her in blackface many years ago. But I told you the difference in treatment. And now they're spanking Whoopi Goldberg. Let's bring the ladies upstairs right now and get into a nice discussion here with the time that we have. How you ladies doing? Peace to you.
Hey,
Welcome.
Hey, Andrea. Hey, Anthony. Hey, Miss Me.
All right. I'm glad y'all came up before I was about to end the program. Look, this was just a surprise. I happened to have the day free today. And then I got this news about this morning. Like some of you heard about this already. And I said, let me go ahead and go live and talk about this. What's going on, CCN TV? Good to have you here, brother, and Brother Keith and everybody in the chat. So, ladies, what are your thoughts?
Well, I've been all over this, okay, because I've been sitting on fellas. Okay, we were all big NFL players, NFL things. Personally, I'm glad it's about damn time, okay? I've been saying this. Personally, I feel like we got too many black players in the NFL. We can strike. Why we don't do that, I don't know. Because if 70% the NFL is black, and we only get one black coaches only get one season, and the only black coach has been in the NFL forever. It's Mike Tomlin, okay, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And shout out to Mike Tomlin, because this is how I feel. If black men can lead, Mike Tomlin is leading, okay? And if black men playing in the NFL, why we can't get somebody who looks like us? And so Jason Garrett had 8 years with the Dallas Cowboys, only went to one season. Black coaches get one season and fired. But Marvin Lewis had 10 seasons in Bengals, okay, and he didn't get it too far. He did have 10 seasons. I'm just gonna put it out there,
right?
But if DeMaurice Smith, the NFL Players Associate, would get off his behind and do his damn job, okay? Because I've been saying that for years. Behind and do his damn job and boycott. We got power.
Right. Now I'm gonna go to QT1 and get her thoughts on this, and then get Brother Steven, get his thoughts. But let me just throw this out there, because there are going to be people on YouTube that are going to talk, that are going to have this narrative that we need to stop crying. The team is owned by white owners, and they have the right to hire and fire who the hell they want to. You're going to hear that narrative come out of the mouths of people that look like us, right? We're going to hear that narrative. I just want to throw that out there because you know it's coming. You're going to have the opposite philosophy about it, and that is, well, the owners can do whatever they want and what have you, but the owners can't make no money if you didn't have black players on that goddamn field. But let's go over to QT1. How you doing, sister?
I'm good. I'm good. Facts. And Andrea, yes, sis, you came through.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I'm glad she came through.
I love it. I wanted to just bring up the fact about Colin's lawsuit. We talked about
Okay.
collusion in that lawsuit. Okay, so this is just another example. Why is Bill all involved in the situation? So it just gives us another example. Why is he sending text messages? That this just tells us they're all involved behind the scenes on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
Period. Then when we talk about three different teams, three teams, and it's something with each team. So it's like, were they trying to set them up for later on to have something on them? I mean, we just don't know. But until other people get behind him and really put out there everything that's really been going on, don't be afraid of losing their job. Nothing's gonna change. Nothing is going to change. And on top of that, with the owners, like we're talking about, like the Broncos are up for sale now. So, yeah, okay. So let's just say one NFL team is bought by, get some black ownership, put it that way. Okay, then what's next? And I still stand behind, we as parents, we need to start raising our children up to just want to be in sports, because there are a lot of black boys. I have two sons. One played sports, one never wanted to play sports. Okay. They're both Poindexters though. You see, they're book smart and everything like that. But why are we raising our children? And I'll say girls too, you know what I mean? Like that's the end all be all. Like that's your only way out of a hood. We don't teach legacy. We don't teach that we can be better than that we could act, your kid, you may raise a kid that can actually find a cure to something. We don't teach our children that, but I deal with people from other countries and whatnot, and this is how they talk. Like, why is it in America, and they say America, okay, that we're not teaching our children to be lawyers and doctors and getting stem cell programs and things like that? And that's just, until we change all of that, we're going to always be in this situation. And I don't care what type of entertainment field it is. It's going to stay like that, because we have to get out of that mindset of more money and being a celebrity and being popular is the thing to strive for. But look, I'm going to drop down off the line. I just wanted to come on and say that. And I appreciate you. And hey, Steve, have a great day. Andrea, have a great day. Info man.
Okay.
I'll be in the chat.
Oh, I thank you. Hey, I'm glad you came upstairs to contribute. And I really appreciate that a lot, sister. I got to give you a clap. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I'll be in the chat, you guys.
All right, sister. You take care. I'll see you soon. I'll probably see you over at Max's.
Yeah, it's some stuff going on, but we'll see each other in these streets.
Okay, take care.
Okay, bye.
What's going on, brother Steve?
Not much. I just wanted to put my input upstairs. I ain't never been up here before, but I'm happy.
It's all right, brother. You're welcome. I'd like to hear what you have to say.
We got to go back farther. Let me touch on something that's more common right now. We got. They said it's one black coach, right? In Pittsburgh Steelers, right?
Yes, sir.
From the last 5 years, I know y'all seen how they treated that man. From the Antonio Brown to when they had people. This coach told people we're not even gonna go out for people to kneel or not. And then the one white player said skip him and walked out there the tunnel. From the bail thing, they try to get him for his money. They didn't want to pay him, but they wanted to give him the ball 50 times a game. In Pittsburgh, they scared to let him go because they knew it was going to happen. I seen this coming. But let's go back to the other disrespect.
Okay.
Who was the former coach for the Browns? Did he coach Grambling State now?
Oh, wow.
He was an assistant of Marvin Lewis. He was an offensive coordinator for Marvin Lewis in Cincinnati.
Wow.
Oh my God! It's on top of my head. I don't.
I'm only when I think about Grambling State, I always think about Eddie Robinson, the great Eddie Robinson, who never, by the way, got an opportunity to coach in the NFL. But that's And he's also the actually more winningest coach that they never talk about him.
But did you see how he got disrespected by that white rookie?
Yeah.
His last year, when he's staring the coach down, remember he went back to Cincinnati, and when the Cleveland Browns played him, he's staring the coach down and disrespecting. If anybody else did that, they would have got kicked off the league.
Right.
So that's why I'm glad his career going down the tubes anyway.
Right.
And
right.
then look, then you gotta look at Marvin Lewis that did have all them years under his belt in Cincinnati, and you had a black man on TV talking about he should be fired all day, every day. That guy's a problem. But I'm not gonna say his name.
We see it all the time. We see black men on sports media who are being told by their handlers to heavily criticize black athletes. Where the white boys, remember, let's go back. Remember the quarterback for Pittsburgh. The quarterback for Pittsburgh who got caught in a situation with a female, right? Rosenberg, yeah. And some kind of way he was able to get out of that situation unscathed. Right? Yeah, white athletes get themselves in trouble. They don't get the same scrutiny. Nobody can tell me this. They don't get the same scrutiny that black athletes get when they get themselves in something. It's a difference.
Yeah, it's sad, man. That coach got disrespected. He wasn't doing good anyway. But then you got Marvin Lewis that had all them years under his belt, and out of all these jobs that was opening, either this man don't want to coach no more, or they just don't want him in the league.
Right, right.
And then you got to look at Jim Caldwell that used to coach the Detroit Lions.
Right. They let him go. Yeah, Big Ben. They let him go like that. Look, the bottom line is this. You got remember Raheem, who was coaching. He was the coach of the Buccaneers. Now he's a defensive coordinator for the Rams, who are in the Super Bowl. Remember, he got a chance to coach the Buccaneers, and then they fired him, let him go. But wait a minute now. He's a part of the successful Rams. I think he's the Rams defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator. Why is he not getting another look at being a head coach again? The Rams are in the Super Bowl. They always give white coaches who have been fired in jobs before, and when they go to another team and have success, whether it be a position coach or not, they get another chance. They get 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 chances and shit like that. The same recycled faces that you've been seeing since you was a kid. I mean, it's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, we seen it with Jeff Fisher. When Jeff Fisher was bouncing around out, he was horrible. If Vince Young would have had a different coach, they probably would have did good, especially that year they only lost one game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right, brother. You're right.
That's going on out here, man. It just we got to start as black people in general. When we have black bosses, supervisors, co-workers, we need to show each other respect, and we need to treat each other with honesty. Ain't none of that, what's up, my nigga, bro. It's how you doing, sir? How you doing, miss? Can I help you? Hold the door open. Right. And it's kind of hard because we don't stick with each other. You know, I took a job here. This is a side job, you know, because I grow and I got a business with edibles. And it took me 2 weeks because the whole kitchen, black staff, was giving me problems about me having food. I was supposed to get free lunch. They gave me problems. So I killed them with kindness. They eventually now I get double the food. So
yeah. Look, the bottom line is I'll just say this. We got to treat each other better than what we do. Well, look, we're grown folks. We know wrong from right. Some of us, you know, a little hard hit it than others, but we know wrong for right. But this is what I want to say because I'm kind of with QT1. The NFL is made up of mainly 70%, as they said, African-American men. Where do they come from? They come from black families. They come out of the wombs of our black women. Black women are giving birth to young black males. Those black males are growing up. They're gifted with certain athletic skills as well as intelligent skills. They get a scholarship to go to college. They're doing well in high school academically and well on the football field or basketball field. They go to college. These colleges have been making money off of our black athletes before now. They've got to give them a deal now. And for years they've been making money off of our kids. They go to the NFL and they get a contract and the family's happy because why? You're able to take your family out of poverty. I get that. That's a good thing. But think about it. We actually, through the birth of our kids, through the black family and through our black women, because they're the ones that give birth to children, and we as men should be raising our sons, but we are spending too many hours putting our sons on the playground of play, sport and play, only for them to play a game called football that ultimately, yeah, they'll make money, but ultimately they're going to have brain damage. And ultimately, not every young man is going to make it to the NFL or even the NBA. We should be equipping our kids with education as the main priority, because this game is doing damage to the body, spirit, and mind of black men, for which black women are giving birth to and raising, and black men are raising.
Yeah,
that's a problem. We're basically sending our kids to the slaughter mentally and physically for the possibility that they might bring home mama a brand new house. They might bring home daddy a brand new Cadillac. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
As a black mother or
yes.
a black son who's 23 years old, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I won't speak on that because.
Can we hear you?
Can you hear me? Okay, I'm
sorry.
Yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead. Don't. Go ahead. I don't want you to disappear on me.
As a black mother, I understand. Okay, I understand. My son played football, but at the same time,
Uh-oh. Somebody please turn off your.
I apologize. Okay, as a black mother, getting my son to give him options. Okay, we gave my son options, and as a mother, I feel like we're not giving our sons options. We're telling our son play in the NFL, make that money for us, but we're not giving them anything else. And what I'm saying is,
rapping.
1 minute. Hold on 1 minute.
See, rapping, sports, rapping.
Right.
Pretty much sports and entertainment, they think that's all we can do out here. Right. And I speak for people that I know that's all black. We do way more than that.
Right.
We very intelligent.
Right. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go ahead and do this. Why, Nappy Yankee, you're on board with us, brother. What's going on?
What's up, man? Could y'all hear me okay?
Right. I can hear you now, but Sister Adrian, you was about to finish saying something. I don't want to cut you off. I just want to make sure I can hear you, Nappy Yankee, because he's
as an option that my son tore his ACL in his junior year in high school. It was a straight A student, and he didn't think about the NFL anymore. He thought about the classwork and being working in the working with sports, but still doing it different and not playing in the NFL when he got hurt. But I'm saying is, if we give our sons more options than just the NFL and make that money for the family, and don't put that pressure of making that money for get the family out the hood, because that's where the pressure is. The son of the single mom trying to take the mama out the hood. And
yes.
So too many black men. Too many young black men who are young feels like they gotta take care of their mom, because if their dad not there, they feel like they the man and gotta take care of their mom. So I'm saying, as mothers, don't put that pressure of our son gotta take care of us. Get them more options.
I totally agree. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, sister. This is why we do have to stop the beefing between black women and black men.
Yes.
We need to understand. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even when I was a kid growing up, black young men, when we grow up, we do have a sort of internal and external pressure on us to get our family out of a bad condition.
Yes.
And I don't know this. I want to be fair here. I don't know, as a community, if we put that same kind of pressure on the females, black females. I don't think black females grow up with this pressure that they got to get their family out of a bad situation. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. You correct me, but I feel like it's black males who tend to have that external pressure and internal pressure that I got to get mom out of the hood. I got to get mom that big house.
Yes.
We're the ones that seem to, and it's always through this idea that, well, I can get us out of here through sports. Because that's usually the avenue that is presented to us sometimes at first.
But my
Maybe
son
I'm wrong,
had-
maybe I'm right. But
my son
Nappy,
had
go
that
ahead, sister.
same my son had that same conversation, and this is what I told him, baby, I'm gonna get us out the hood. Okay, I don't need you. Okay, I need you to be a good student and be somebody for yourself. Mama got you. Mama got you. But I do think
All right, Steve, you're always welcome here, brother.
I do think
You're always welcome.
too many Black mothers who are in poverty or who are in the hood, that strength, that son they got, and they feel like he is somebody and he gonna be somebody, he got potential to make money. The son feels more when he see mama working 2 or 3 jobs, when he see mama got the other sisters and brothers, when he see mama living in the hood, living in the projects, living on a trailer. That son feels like responsibility because I got friends, family who that son feels that responsibility when daddy's not there. And so I'm saying, as a mother, as a 23-year-old, as mothers, we got to take that pressure off of our son. Tell them we will take care of them. They don't need to take care of us.
Well, let me just say this to you, sister, because I do agree with DOD right here. He says Black men are providers and protectors. I do believe that as a Black man, we should be protectors and we should be providers of our family. But my point of view is what you're saying, sister, is that we do put, I think, that pressure. How can I say this? Okay, if a young man grows up and the father is not around, and he's being raised by a single mother, the son becomes the de facto. You can look at Regina King with her relationship with her son. The son becomes a de facto man. He takes on that role of being the stable man in that woman's life that she did not have either with his father or the men that she has chosen to date or be involved with. So the son will see his mother suffering when he grows up, whether it be through bad relationships that she has or her struggle trying to pay the rent or take care of the household. And the son will take on this vibe of, I've got to get my mom out of this situation. And it can go 2 ways because I deal with guys in the prison system. It can either lead a young male to say, sports is my way out, education's my way out, or shit, I'm going to go out here and rob and do crime. It can work that way too, where you go into criminal activity to get yourself to help your family out of a bad situation. And this is the pressure that I think young Black males have to deal with. I'm not saying that Black females don't deal with pressure either. Don't get me wrong here. Nappy Yankee, thank you for your patience, brother. I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah. What's going on, y'all? I just wanted to say just a couple of short things. We're never going to, you got to understand that in order to get real equality in the NFL, all right, you really wouldn't, there's about 32 teams. You'd have to have 16 Black coaches at least in the NFL. And by doing that, you're going to deny certain white guys, their jobs. I remember this speech that Malcolm X said where he was talking about Black people fighting for rights. And at the crescendo of that speech, he said, now Black folks first Black folks were asking for the water fountain. They were asking for this, that. Now they're asking for the white man's job. And how are you going to get that job? No other way but bloodshed, violence and bloodshed. So at the end of the day, you're never going to be in a flat-footed position with whites in the NFL, and you're never going to own a team. People keep saying, well, we should own a team. You're never going to own a team. They price you out. You got to be a multi-billionaire to own an NFL team or an NBA team or a baseball team at this point. So the only thing to do is to really just boycott the sport, all right, or stop playing the sport. I think the sister made a good point. Just ask for better options, because without Blacks in the sport, you got good players, Cooper Kupp and McCaffrey down in Carolina. Black players leave, you don't have a sport. So I think that once we stop pushing our kids towards that, then they'll start making a few changes, maybe even give us a team. I don't know. As far
Nappy
as
Yankee,
the brother was,
I don't mean to cut you off. I guess what I wanted to say to you, brother, is that I agree with your points. And I've been saying this, and I know it's a radical thing to say. I had said this a long time ago, within my own little world on social media, that I always believe that black people should never send their kids, if you can help it. I think if we send our kids who have athletic skills and academic skills, that we should have sent them to HBCUs. And this is my theory. Because the white schools make so much money or have made a lot of money off of black athletes, and nobody's going to watch football without black people playing, because if we weren't in football, it would be the most boringest thing to watch. If we were to send all our black kids to the HBCU schools, we could build those school football programs up if we were going to go that route. So when you look at black colleges and they don't have good facilities, and if all the black players went to HBCUs, who you think going to get the TV contracts, Nappy Yankee? The television contracts, they're going to go right to Morehouse. They're going to go right to Howard, because they're going to say, shit, this football over here at Alabama and Florida State and Florida, this is boring. Where's all the black players at? Oh, shit, they're over here at Southern State and Grambling. Let's get our asses over there and recruit them. Because remember, the NFL didn't start getting good, Nappy Yankee, until they started recruiting black players out of Grambling and all these kind of places, right? So I always thought if we did that as a people, by default, that could fund black colleges, because the attention would be brought away from the other colleges. And I also think the other drastic decision would be, maybe we as men and women should say, you know what, we're going to give birth to children, but we ain't letting them play football. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. And also too, just to what the brother was saying, look, let's be fair about this. And I know that Stephen A. Smith is a whipping boy, as he should, because what he's done. The thing with Stephen A. Smith, he's a company man. He's a company man, and he soft shoe coons a lot. But I don't think it was fair to say that Stephen A. Smith was trying to drag down Marvin Lewis. I mean, Marvin Lewis, understand, he was there for 15 years and he never won a playoff game. All right. Raheem
Yes, sir.
Morris, he's a defensive coordinator of the Rams, who should also get a chance, right? He was actually the youngest coach ever hired by an NFL team. They hired this guy at 32 with no experience, right? 3-13 the first year, 10-6 the next year. Then he went 4-2 the next year and lost 10 straight games. So they had to let him go.
Yes,
you
sir.
understand? Tony Dungy, why did he get let go? Because he never scored a touchdown in a playoff game. So yeah, we have to. It's nice to have coaches there, but let's just, we have to. We don't. A lot of us just want to just put the guy there, and they're not allowed any criticism. No, they're allowed criticism, but they just need the opportunity. So let's just slow down with getting a guy there, and then like they're doing with Antonio Brown. Like, Antonio Brown has got to be the hero. We got to get behind him because he's black. No, look at it critically. All right. Jim Caldwell, I think that he's a good candidate, but he's old. He's a little older now, and we're funny. And I've said this, and also about the people of color. Brian Flores messed up with that.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
He could point to a couple of people, including Robert Saleh in New York and Ron Rivera in Washington, who are what? People of color. So they'll say, hey, we're making progress here. So
yeah, I didn't like that at all.
He's got to slow down. And by the way, and this is just for that, the black American crowd, and I mentioned this on my own show, Brian Flores is Honduras.
Yeah, he said that his family immigrated over. Yeah, that's right.
Now, it doesn't mean anything, but again, when you got these fools talking about, oh, well, these black immigrants, this guy literally threw his NFL career out the window with both hands for other black people.
Right.
Understand that. He he is not going to get another job in the NFL.
No, he's probably just as he's been white-balled, and just as much as Colin Kaepernick was sort of phased out as well. But let me ask you this question, because I'm pretty sure you already heard this, or you may have heard on my feed today. What really blew me away is that remember when he got fired from Miami and everyone kept saying, why the hell did they fire the guy when he didn't have a horrible record? He was showing progress. And then he said live on CNN that the owner of the team forced him or tried to tell him, we need you. This is why this is a powerful story, man, that we need you to throw some games. Now, I think Quaz has kept Nappy Yankee. I think there's a lot of teams that do that, but this is the first one to be possibly exposed. And his lawyers say that they got the messages, they got the evidence to show that it's true what he's saying.
Now, mind you, again, I do believe that happened. Now, when Hugh Jackson comes out and says and co-signs him, all right, again, that may be true with Hugh Jackson, but Hugh Jackson's a brutal coach. All right, you mean to tell me that you allowed your owner to give you win one game 1 year and no games the next year and destroy your whole reputation? You allowed your owner to do that, or were you just a bad coach?
Right. Uh-oh. I think we lost Nappy Yankee. Are you still there? What's going on, Sake? What he said was supposed to be kept behind closed doors. Nobody ever speaks on tanking. Right, brother. I think a lot of NFL teams be doing that, but we just didn't know about that until this came out today. We got we here. What's going on, brother? Peace to you. I think we lost Nappy Yankee. I hope he can come back in. And I don't know are you still there, Nappy Yankee? Nappy Yankee. All right. We lost Nappy Yankee. I believe Nappy Yankee's out in the field right now, meaning he's out and about, and that might be impacting his connection. As soon as he comes back in, we'll get back to Nappy Yankee before I end the stream today. Let's go over to Glorion Murray, and I want to say thank you, clap to you for, he's going to have to come back in. You've been heavily supportive of the show, and I really appreciate that, sister. What are your thoughts? You heard some of the things that Nappy Yankee was saying. He was elaborating on. What are your thoughts?
How you doing, Information Man?
Doing fine, thank you.
Panel and the chat. I really wanted Nappy Yankee to speak first before I said anything, because I knew what he was going to talk about regarding this situation. He did a video on it. He did a video relating to Black coaches in the NFL last year, which was a very insightful video and stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, it's basically people have said pretty much what needed to be said. I'm just going to add a couple of things and stuff like that. And then I'm not going to stay up here too long. He made an excellent point where if you want Black coaches in the NFL, then it has to be a certain amount of Black people to do it. And what I was going to expound on was that you've had Black coaches in college, in the NCAA, that when they took over the head coaching position, a lot of times it didn't work out. Like in the 90s, University of Kentucky, I can't remember the guy's name. And there was a big thing about it in the news about him, where he was a head coach for University of Kentucky football.
Right.
And basically the university and the fans and the players just really committed a mutiny with that team at that time. He was an excellent coach.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when that happened. But see, this is the thing. There's mutinies and things that happen with white coaches, but we don't hear about it. Anything that happens with Black folks, it gets magnified 10 times over.
Yeah.
Another thing we got to keep in mind, sometimes because Black men are looking to get their first head coaching job in a prominent school or a prominent NFL team, unfortunately, sometimes out of that desperateness, we will sometimes take the worst jobs. The white coaches sometimes are given the luxury of choosing and picking where they want to go.
Yeah.
Like, for example, there's an offensive coordinator, I believe, for the Rams or one of these football teams that's in the playoffs. and he got an offer to coach a team, and he turned it down because he didn't want to be in that bad situation. You got the coach who just said he gonna take a sabbatical from the Saints, and they're talking about, oh, he can go and do television, and he can take a year off, and then he can pick and choose whatever team he wants. How many black coaches have that luxury where they can pick and choose? They don't give us that. They just give us the slob on the table.
Yeah,
slob on the table, and that's it. We just get the slob, the leftover. It's like leftovers on your damn kitchen table. Just take it, boy, take it, and then we get the leftovers, and the leftovers ain't good. And then when we can't make something out of those leftovers, they fire you.
Exactly, and that's exactly what they did to that coach. And
right.
It was so sad because he was an excellent coach. It was just the simple fact that, okay, they gave him the coaching position, even though they didn't want to give it to him. And because they didn't want to give it to him, and they gave it to him anyway, they wanted to make sure that he was sabotaged. So
right.
When we want so many things as people in the United States, and I'm not saying that you can't achieve them, but just know that you're gonna go, if you're not, and I call it programmed into a particular working class or a particular category.
Sean Payton, thank you. Yeah.
If society of the US, if you go outside of that scope as a black person of wanting to fulfill a career that is not their that is not their choice of what they want us to do, you're going to have a hard time. And the thing about it is, if this is your passion and this is what you want to do, keep striving and keep fighting for it. Like you had a show like a couple of months ago about black people getting into the tech industry, which I support that and I support that fully. Just know that they already have their ideal of class of people that they want in those particular fields. So if that is your passion, continue fighting until you're able to work in your passion. But just know that you're going to have a hard way to go in doing it. And I feel that since we're discovering more examples of our people doing things that's outside of entertainment, that's outside of athletics and those type of fields, it gives us more encouragement to be like, you know what, I want to be a scientist in this arena. And says, I know now that there are examples of my own people doing this, not very many, but examples of my people doing the same thing. Then that's encouraging.
Thank you for the super chat.
That's encouraging to me to also get into that field. So we are, you know, we have to look for these examples, but more examples are being provided of people in our past being able to do these things instead of feeling that we're just isolated to being a celebrity or being an athlete or dabbling in politics. So
right, you on the money there.
And we've also had, like, I don't know if a lot of people know this, and this is before Jackie Robinson made a name for himself in baseball, but we actually had a Negro baseball league of our own.
Right.
And it was profitable and people, it was becoming a competing force against the baseball league, you know? And the one thing that they did to shut down the black Negro baseball team was having Jackie Robinson play for them. Right. And that's when a lot of black baseball players started playing for the other league.
Right.
So,
the only reason why they let black players come into the Major League Baseball is because it was an economic decision. At one point in time, they realized, you know what? we need to get, this is what they called it back then. We need to get some of those Negro
Yep.
pennies. We got to get those
Yep.
Negro pennies up in this bad boy. And so when they allowed us to watch those games, they put us at the what? At the cheap seats right above, because the owners were thinking about money. We get more of these black players, we're going to double our profits and what have you. And that's what they were thinking about. It was economically driven eventually in the long run. Let me do this because I want to. And thanks for the super chat, brother. I appreciate that from Real Aaron Collins. Appreciate the support as always. I want to bring it back over to the sister here.
I'm about to leave.
And get her thoughts before I drop down. But we got Chaos Rain up here. Chaos Rain, what are your thoughts?
Hey, what's good, man? What's good? One question, information, man. Do you know the year when Jack Robinson would cross over to, let's say, the white league? Was it in the 50s? I believe it was in the 50s.
I think it was in the 50s. That's one of those things that kind of like I haven't retained it. I have to look it up, but I would say it was in the 50s or late 40s. I think it was early 50s. But I'll double check. I could probably check my.
And the reason why I want to bring this up, because I think we had Eisenhower as the president. If you know, there was a lot of changes during the 50s. Remember that documentary, How to Sell to a Negro? That was in the 50s.
Right.
So
you're right, brother.
Why is it surprised that Jack Robinson was able to play for them at the same time when they already looked at the numbers and the money that black people were gathering and keeping at that time?
Right. So let me correct it. It was Jackie Robinson broke into the major league with the Dodgers on April 15th, 1947. So it was the late 40s, just before the dawn of the early 50s.
So after World War II. And this was almost, if I'm right, 7 and 4 or 5, another 7 to possibly 8 years. The point is this, that they already know the money was being kept in the Negroes for so long. So one thing they do is say, all right, we're going to have to galvanize this resource that black people left segregation-wise. And we're going to start keeping it, and we're going to put things in place. One, we're going to start with entertainment, like always. Then second, that everything trickles down.
Yes,
now,
sir.
regardless with the coach that has the evidence now, he actually has a real case now on the NFL now that no NFL player, coach or anybody has against NFL. And mind you, isn't it ironic they just got through with Colin Kaepernick fiasco?
Well, to me, what's more ironic is the fact that the NFL's been pushing this campaign, which they put $250 million into the campaign about being against racism. And y'all know that black folks love symbolism, as I said before. So they put the little "we're against racism" on the football field to make you feel good about that they're doing the right thing. And then we have a coach. We know that something's been happening with the coaches. And now we have a coach who's got text messages from Belichick, who admitted to him on those text messages, "Oh, I messed up." And now his lawyers on the interview that I played on CNN not too long ago said that they got the evidence to back up his allegations against the Miami Dolphins owner, Ross, that he tried to make Brian Flores, throw games purposely. So when all that stuff come out, so if they got the evidence on that, when that comes out in the wash, he's got a serious case against them. And now they're saying that I think the Texans are looking at, he's got 2 teams that are looking at him. I want to see if those 2 other NFL teams back away from Brian Flores and don't bring him in for an interview because he's got this lawsuit going. I want to see how that plays out too.
Right now, information man. I'm sorry, not to cut you short, but have you noticed that those type of cases have been coming out more about games being fixed by the coaches and stuff like that?
I think that they do it in all sports. It's just that this might be the first. If the brother has evidence, whether it be text messaging that he got from the owner, whatever. If the owner was that dumb to say it through text messaging, he's dumb, or an email, he's dumb, right? But if that brother has that evidence, that will open up the door to all possibilities. Because I personally think that they do it. We just don't know it. Because we don't get this information every day. But I think that they do play that game sometimes. That's just my thoughts about it. But we got my man, we here with what's going on, brother?
was gonna say one more thing for she.
What's going
Oh,
on?
go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Chaos.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
I'm
Chaos.
just
You
gonna
had another
jump down
point to
a little
make.
bit.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not staying long, but I will say this: since he got the evidence, it's gonna prove it evident from the referees to everybody that sports, because everybody knows sports is rigged for a reason, for more political reasons. But now with this, now we figure say, hold on, so you fumbling and rigging certain things so that way you don't get to the playoffs. So by default, he's not worth the money to keep, nor he has a good record. Same with Antonio Brown. He was complaining about certain things same way. So now this is now proven evident now that this is a bad stain for the NFL at a time where we're going to have the Super Bowl. This is going to be talked about for the remainder of the year until they go through the court procedures with this.
Right, because what it is, it's the NFL scandal. That's what it is. It's a scandal if this is all true. And see, this is the thing, again, as black people, we already know this stuff goes on. We already know there's a bias against what we do. Now, I'm not saying, for those that are out there listening, I'm not trying to say Mo is we can't achieve. I'm simply saying that these things exist. They happen. It doesn't mean that we as black men or black women should do what we can to take the ball and run with it and jump through these obstacles. It's just recognizing that these obstacles do exist. And we have to have a strategy, approach and how we're going to deal with it, while at the same time, don't become a victim and say, I can't do this and that because of this. Simply say, I'm going to break through the bullshit that I know is happening, because I don't want the people to come away with this and say, oh, y'all talking victimization. No, we talking recognizing what's happening. Brother, what's going on, brother? You came up on the panel. I appreciate you being here. What are your thoughts?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. And then Sister Lynch, stay on board because I want to get your last thoughts before I end the stream today. Go ahead, brother. I want to hear what you got to say. And thank you for coming up.
Appreciate it. And hello to everybody on the panel and everything. But this been going on for years, man. All the way down, like we heard about Kaepernick when it came out, about how they treated him. So even in all, like you said, in all sports, point shaving, throwing games, that's good for draft picks. Of course, you can win the last 4 games. You might play against mediocre teams, but if you throw those games, it's better for you on the draft pick. That's what they go to draft picks off of. Or
yes, sir.
Teams that actually, need a leg up. They that's how they trade off. They get better players. They trade off to get more money in. The guy from Texas, what's the quarterback that got caught? Mess with those women. I think it was
Deshaun Watson.
Yep. And that's what they did with him. They lowered his value by throwing all this scandal to him. And since he didn't want to play, okay, we're gonna lower your value that nobody wants. To the extent he could easily went to a team for probably like $3 million, and this guy worth even more than that. But that's how they play these games. And then with this situation, there's nothing's gonna be done of the owner because just like Underrated was talking about earlier. He said the Roger Goodell is in these owners' pockets. The owners, that's why they don't want a black owner. Jordan barely squeezed through in the NBA. All the money he had and his accolades, what he did to the sport, and he barely squeezed in with the Wizards. He doesn't own majority. That'll never happen. They don't want us to own majority because
that's why
we'll have a
Bob
leg up.
Johnson for creating back the team and selling it to him. It's another black man to create another basketball team to sell to another black man. Ain't that so?
Right. Let's throw a little controversy into the mix here. This is a Portland girl. I know Portland girl. She says this man is married, meaning Flores is married to a white woman, but he is crying racism now. Now let's touch on that. I'll just say this.
I got something to say about that.
Yeah, I want to hear everybody's thoughts on it. I'm going to say this real quick. This is my opinion. Who he lays in the bed with, would it change the racism that he still receives, whether he's laying in the bed with a black woman, whether he's married to a black woman, an Asian woman, a Latino woman? Everybody has a right to how they feel about the interracial thing, but does that negate whether a black man still is experiencing racism in this thing called the NFL, in this world, even if the person that you are laying with in the bed looks like the very people who are inflicting racism and prejudice and bias towards you. I just want to leave it right there and let the panel and those in the audience elaborate more. Go right ahead, Sister Lynch.
Okay, I got 3 things today, and I got to pick up my kids from school. Okay, so who? I wanted to go back to the college. Information man, who is going into them hoods? But Nick Saban ain't going into the hood. His black offensive players and coordinators are going into the hood.
Right.
To the mothers. So I say them black mothers who are seeing them black offensive players, not Nick Saban, take your kids to the HBC schools, okay? And my point is, if I'm going to teach my son, it's America, and you can get any job he wants. If he want to be a head coach in the NFL and he got the qualifications, yes, we're going to sue the NFL, okay? And so I don't care who Brian Flores got a wife. I don't care if she black, white, blue, or purple. He still got a right to say, I'm a sue the NFL because y'all are cheating. Y'all are discriminating against me, okay? He got proof now. This is the first time that we got evidence with text messages, paper trail. And so I say, good for him, sue them, and let's get some changes. Because I always say is either we work in the system or work out the system. Why does this work in the system? And the system is you got to sue the NFL to get change. We're gonna sue y'all then. Okay,
now let me ask you this question. I want everybody to answer this question.
Okay.
Because I know we were gonna have to go there today.
Okay.
And I think Portland Girl has added to the content. Brian Flores being married, I didn't know those details. I'm just going to be honest with y'all, folks. I didn't know those details. If it is indeed true, him being married to a white woman, do you think that changes or negates what he is experiencing as a black man who happens to be a coach in the NFL or has been a coach and experiencing, from his point of view, discrimination? And he, from all accounts, y'all saw the CNN video I played today. It's been all over the news today. He's got receipts.
I say I don't care who he married to. He's still a black man.
Me too.
And they still discriminate. He's still a black man, got text messages. He's still a black man who got evidence. He's still a black man who deserves to be a head coach in the NFL. If he got 2 back-to-back seasons and he good. Jason Garrett got 8 seasons in Dallas. Damn it, I don't give a damn no more. I won't change. I gotta pick up my kids. You take care.
I hear you. I appreciate you coming over, sister.
Bye-bye.
All right. What's going on, Brother Sanchez? All right. Super chat me.
Thank you for the super chat.
Brother Sanchez, what's going on, brother? I got to get back over there and join you in some of those hearty, intelligent, intellectual conversations, deep conversations, conscious conversations that y'all have on the platform. That's Brother Sanchez. Check out his channel. A lot of deep information, a lot of deep stuff goes on that channel. And I wonder if you're going to do a podcast about this particular subject matter. If you do, brother, let me know. I would love to join the panel discussion around this on your channel as well. So peace to you, Brother Sanchez, again for that.
Thank you for the super
chat. Anybody else want to take a stab at this particular part of the subject matter?
I do. Because it doesn't change the fact that he was discriminated against. And what's going to be crazy is that I kind of see where this is going to go with the fact that he is married to a white woman. That's going to be used as a distraction, even though it's blatantly obvious, especially with the evidence with the text messages. The fact that he's married to a white woman, that's gonna be the distraction that is gonna cause conflictions within our own community. So it's good. Well, he's married to a white woman. He should know that. He thinks because he was married to a white woman and what they was going to do. I hear the talks now about that. So, but no, it doesn't. It shouldn't matter. They did what they did. He's got evidence, and let's move forward.
Okay, go ahead, brother. I want to hear what you got to say, brother. Go ahead. Are you ready? I think somebody's got their
Let me say something.
Go ahead. Okay, it's Rain, because I know you've been saying that you have to go. Go ahead.
in regards to who he's married to, the guy that's fired from the Dolphins,
Brian Flores.
Brian
This
Flores,
brother right here. There you go.
yes,
Go ahead, brother. Let's hear you.
You know me. I'm not really too fond of us interracially in this country per se, but for the sake of what he's trying to accomplish and is trying to do, I will say, for the better goodman for other black men that play in the NFL, this is a necessity just to make a serious change. If there's going to be some change. Now, will black people back this man up? I would say a good portion of men will. In regards to women, if they watch football, depending on how they feel think or feel about this, most likely they won't if this is put out. But overall, at the end of the day, someone's going to support it. You get me? Because this has to change. So, like I said, I'm hoping this man accomplished what he does because he was smart in regards to monitoring these dudes and these league, the players, the coaches, and etc. Because let's be honest, the NFL runs their players like a slave auction, like most leagues. So, what's the best way now to really turn the tides? You're gonna put them on Front Street throughout the whole world because everybody's watching, not just America, Africa, Europe, everything. So, putting this out there as a bad stamp for the NFL. Because now they think that things has changed. They have no idea. So,
no idea. All
like
right, brother.
Information. I got to jump down.
All right, brother. Thank you for. I don't normally go live at this time of the day, but this was one I was available and I had to do it after hearing the reports early this morning when I woke up. First thing, I thought it was very explosive, especially the allegations about being asked to throw games. That one was the most explosive in my opinion. All of it's explosive. But we got real Aaron Collins on, but I want to finish hearing what my brother, we hear. I think you were trying to complete some things you were trying to say, brother. And I don't know if we had cut you off or something, but no disrespect to you. Continue with where you are going, or if you want to gravitate to the question that I put on the table about, does it matter because from what they're saying, he has a white wife.
Okay, at the end of the day, he's a black man. He could have married a black woman, Mexican, Chinese, and he would still be going through the same thing. That's like the people who walk with Martin. They wasn't black, but they stood for the injustice that we was getting treated and the freedom. For all we know, he could have a wholesome great wife that just don't deal with all that. You might. And the thing is, when it comes down to it, we have all this, community. I get it. Being in the community, being in a part of the community, marrying within the community, that's a thing. But you can't control who the heart loves. If it was suitable for him to marry a black woman, he probably would have. But this was a woman that caught his eye. It's not because she's better or different than anything. It's just what he's seen. You can't tell me who to love. At the end of the day, if this woman caught my eye versus another woman, that's the way I feel. Everybody wants to put everybody in the same boat. We all got to be on one accord. If I marry black, you marry black. If I spin black, you got to spin black. To the degree, everybody has their own place in life. You know, and that doesn't set aside the issues, the grief, and all the stuff that he went through because he married a woman out of the race.
Right. And let me
go ahead.
And let me say this too. LT said that, and I knew this, that Brian Flores is Honduras, not Black American, but he's still our brother. Yeah, he said on the interview on CNN that his family came over here as immigrants. But we know that we have black people in the whole diaspora of the world. We have black people who are born in Latin countries. We have black people that are in Brazil. They just have a different culture, maybe a different little bit background, but they are still black people. They live in different parts of the world. Okay, so I'm not going to personally get into the whole, well, he's an immigrant or his family was immigrant, because why am I not? Because there's a lot of other brothers in the NFL that are Black Americans that are being treated the same way as Flores. Because they don't care. Ladies and gentlemen, let me let you on a secret. They don't care if you're from Brazil, Africa, the Caribbean. If you look like me and the folks on this chat room here, if you look like any of these folks, they're still going to treat you like you are black. In the stereotypes that they have and feel about black people, they're still going to employ them on you, because until you open up your mouth and give them an accent, they're going to treat you that way. And I got to say to our immigrant brothers and sisters, you best to recognize that when you come to America, that you're going to experience some things that black Americans been experiencing for a long time. So you best to listen to what we tell you. That's all I got to say on that one. Aaron Collins, what's going on, brother? Come on, brother. Give it to us. Give it to us.
Salute for man, brother. You literally just took the words right out of my mouth. I was just about to actually mention that on how some of these non-FBA blacks come here thinking that they're better than us. You just pretty much hit the nail. Should be a lesson to them that, oh wow, we are still black. Even though we speak Spanish or whatever, we are still melanated people of African descent. And I'm not saying that Flores has any of those attitudes, but he's actually seeing what we go through here as FBA or ADOS, whatever you want to say, go through. He's realizing that, man, no matter what part of the world we come from, we're still in this melanated black skin or slave skin, whatever it is. We still look the way we look. And that no matter if he is married to a white woman, and she very well may be one of the nicest people on earth, but he's realizing that you can marry white, or you can marry whatever that's non-black and still experience what we experience. You can have all the money in the world and still experience what we experience. So this should be a lesson to him. Like I said, I'm not saying he expressed those attitudes, but let this be a lesson to other non-FBA black people that, yeah, you're going to catch hell too over here in these shores of North America.
Well, let me say this, because Brother Keith Weston was saying that it doesn't matter who you marry, it's about the community. Just keep this in mind. When you do marry interracially, the other woman or man that you marry of a different race, especially if they're white, they can't really understand what you go through. See, this is the difference. And I didn't want to go here, but I got to go here. If I come home to a household to a black woman and we're both dealing with the same obstacles out there in the world, that black woman's going to have a better understanding of what I'm going through as a black man in this society. Now, for those of you out there that's going to say, oh, don't get into the victimization info, man. No, this is just the truth. When I come home to that black woman, she's going to have a better understanding of what I'm dealing with as a black man, because she's going through some things too. So when you do marry interracially, like a white woman, for example, or a white man, depending on the situation, they can't really understand what you're going through when you talk to them about it. So Flores' wife being white, she may not like what's happening to her husband. She may be supportive of him, but she can never really understand what he's dealing with psychologically and emotionally the same way, in my opinion, that a black woman, if he was married to a black woman, would understand it from that historical point of view, because the black women are catching racial hell in this country as well, whether you want to believe that or not. So that's I'm just going to preface that with this conversation, that is the difference there. When you do get involved in interracial, is can they understand what you really go through from a cultural point of view when they've never had that experience themselves? They're looking through the lens of being someone who's always been on top, where you might have been on the bottom. Real Aaron Collins, what do you think about that, brother?
No, you're exactly right. Yeah, because she's still basically is a recipient by the fact that she's a white woman. She's got the complexion for protection inherently, and she may stand by her husband, like you said, but at the end of the day, she's still going to benefit just for the simple fact is that she's got the right skin complexion and she's part of the dominant society, and she's going to be able to fall back on whatever resources that being in that society is going to give her in case that her marriage to Flores breaks down.
Right. Right. But his wife can be supportive of him, but she'll never understand the essence of what he's going through when she's never had to walk in those shoes. So that's the difference in the situation when black men or black women step out and marry people of a different culture, different race, and what have you. But I'm going to still say this again. I don't think who he's married to negates what he's going through. However, you do have people who come over to this country and they see America as this melting pot. They see America as this place of opportunity. And then we as Black Americans will warn our brothers and sisters from the Caribbean or from Africa or from South America. And sometimes they don't listen to us, Real Aaron Collins. Sometimes they don't listen to us, everybody in the chat room, until they find themselves in a unfortunate pickle. And then that's when they come running to Black Americans and say, help me, support me. I'm going through this. We all Black, don't you know? Right?
No, exactly. You're absolutely right. And be like, and then we're like, we were all Black before, but when I tried to talk to you before, you wouldn't listen to me because you were talking about, well, I'm from Nigeria or I'm from South Africa or Ghana. Okay, but now that your ass then got put on the sling and left to die, now you want to come running to me again.
Thank you for the super chat.
Exactly. And I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to people, brothers and sisters from the diaspora of the world. It's just something that I've experienced being a Black man born in America. We have a certain understanding, I think better than anybody, because we've been here longer, of how America works within these racial and social dynamics when it comes to race. And I think what Brian Flores is experiencing is what many other Black coaches had experienced before him. And I want to say thank you for the super sticker from Glorion Murray, $10 super chat. I appreciate that, sister.
Thank you for the super chat.
I'm going to do a super chat music before I get out of here. Aaron Collins, you have anything else you want to add? We got Keedy G is in the house. Thank you for being here. OG Philly. Oh, we got the pro woman in the house. Let me read what she says here. Pro woman Jay says, yeah, I've always wondered how Blacks who date interracially get understanding and support for racism from non-Black partners. Very interesting and good to see you over here, pro woman. Big Dog Philly's in the house. The brother's been heavily supporting for a long time. Give him a clap. Tiffany Jackson says this, I don't listen because they think they are above the treatment we endure. Yeah, I mean, there are some Black folks who come from other parts of the world who get it, and then there's some that don't get it. That's just, I don't want to say everybody, but there are certainly some that don't get it. Now, what we know with Brian Flores right now is that he definitely is getting it because he has to sue the NFL now. So now he's getting a taste of what Black Americans have known for a very long time. Now, he did admit in the interview today that his family came over here and he was primarily raised in American society. So he's getting a good dose of it right now, going through his lawsuit situation with the NFL. He's getting a big dose of it. We've got George Macomb in the house. What's going on, brother? George Macomb Experience. Make sure that you get over there to George Macomb's channel and support the organization Urban Nerds Worldwide. Get over there and support that brother, his channel, what he's doing, his mission. Also, it's a nonprofit, so you do get, unlike some people, you know who I'm talking about, who have trap bandos in Delaware. This brother really does do the work with children, and you can see it. He ain't boasting. And you really can get a nonprofit. He has a nonprofit, and you can really get a tax write-off on it. No joke. It's true. And George Macomb shows you what he's doing on his channel with kids. The work he shows you, his work through action. Those are the type of men who you should be supporting, who don't get on their channels every day saying, hit the Cash App, hit the Cash App. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He simply shows you his worth and says, hey, if you want to support, go ahead and support. And you don't see George sitting outside of abandoned buildings saying, I'm trying to build, I'm the only black man in America that's building something for young black kids. No, he simply does the job. He does it without it being a comedy show. So to my dear brother, George Macomb, make sure you get over there and support him. And you can get something for your money. He's got incredible merch. Oh, the merch is incredible. So get your butts over there and support George Macomb, the Urban Nerds Worldwide. And he has a website. You can look that up online and you can check out the website. You can give a $4 donation, $5 donation, whatever donation you want. You can buy some merch because the merch goes towards what he's doing with the youth in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's right. So check him out. That's my shameless marketing ploy for my man. Let me go back over before I'm getting ready to end this program and give the last Aaron Collins' last thoughts or his thoughts about the rest of this. Aaron, I'm about to get ready to end this, brother. This was an impromptu stream I did today, but I want to get your last opinions about this.
Well, I put this in the chat earlier that the NFL has never been an even playing field when it came to us anyway, except when they want to exploit our talents and take our money. They never really wanted to share it. It's always been a white man's the boys club to begin with. And, basically, and I'm not turning everyone against football. I mean, every now and then I like to watch the game too. I mean, the Super Bowl is going to be in LA this year. So, but the point is, and I've actually worked the Super Bowl before, but the point is that we must understand they never really had a place for us at the table to begin with. As long as we can remember that and acknowledge that and understand that, I think we would get a better understanding of how the dynamics are and how they work. Brian Flores was raised in the United States, and he should probably understand. I mean, I didn't get to see the See It In interview that you played earlier. I'll probably check it out. But I think Brian gets it. I mean, I think he gets it. And like you said, he said his family immigrated from the Honduras. And Honduras is one of those Central American countries that's known to have a large black population. So, and how'd they get there? How'd they get there? Yeah, through what? Through slavery. Through slavery. Right. As a matter of fact, Dr. Sebi was Honduranian, if I'm not mistaken. Right. So, and check this out. And everybody swears by Dr. Sebi. Oh, Dr. Sebi's got the mixture and the elixir for you to be healthy. Right. So it's funny how when we get into this whole divide and conquer between people that are immigrants and people that are Black American, but yet everybody swears by Dr. Sebi. Right. But nobody says, hey, let's not listen to Dr. Sebi's information about health because he's from Honduras, right? Now, we can debate whether Dr. Sebi was legitimate or not. I know a lot of people like to debate about that, but this is not that show today. But I'm just using him as an example because you said his name, because a lot of black folks were swearing by the man, and he wasn't born in America.
Tell the truth.
So,
hey, but look, I appreciate you coming over and joining the program today. Let me give a little respect to this brother right here, Identity Withheld. Identity Withheld has got to be one of the most intelligent, the most critical thinking brother on the YouTube streets. He's got a channel. Check him out. Identity Withheld. He says, "What's up, Information Man Show" in the chat. I appreciate you coming over, brother. Identity Withheld and Nappy. So check out Nappy Yankee. Identity Withheld. Check out my man, Real Aaron Collins has a channel too. Check out George Macomb Experience. Check out anybody. And also if you want to, if you got a Facebook, if you're on Facebook, you can go over to, let me see this right here. You can go over to 100 Real Talk Live on Facebook. I was made by this person here. I was made an administrator on that YouTube group page. And if you got content, you can drop your content into 100% Real Talk Live. You can drop your content over there. But this is the thing. It's got to be good content. It can't be BS. Put good content on the page so we can, because I have a lot of my content on there, but we want to balance it out more. So go over and join the group so we can accept you into the group, and you can drop your YouTube videos, but it's got to be good stuff. Got to be stuff that we can, it's got to be good content, not garbage content, please. And come on over and check out 100 Real Talk Live. It's a Facebook group, and be a part of the family over there as well. I appreciate everybody. Hey, Aaron Collins, any other last things you want to say?
Yeah, just I want to just give appreciate you for the birthday wishes for a few days ago and stuff.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to you, brother. That's right. That's right. Everybody. This is real. Aaron Collins had a birthday just yesterday, brother. He had so sisters and brothers in the chat room, give him a little love in the chat room if you can. Go ahead, Aaron.
And,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
And as always, thanks for the great content. You know, you always come with the hard-hitting stuff that no one really wants to talk about, and you're one of the breaths of fresh air when it comes to black media. Because I mean, as far as we're concerned in this platform, we can be a shit show sometimes, have train wreck, and you're one of the very few ones who comes with some real content. I appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not gonna let up. I don't care what everybody else is doing. You know, all the dysfunctional stuff that does go on YouTube. I want no parts of it. I made a pledge to myself to make sure that I try to do the best I can to get involved with channels. And if I do decide to get on a panel, do it on channels with people that are there for intelligent talk. And I found that. I found Brother Chef's channel and Brother King. There's a bunch of other folks out there. Tawana's got a great channel. There's a lot of people out there on YouTube that are black that are doing content where they can have a panel and people can have a discussion. They're not cussing at each other. Those are the channels that I want to gravitate towards if I'm going to participate on panels, if at all. So I limit myself from the nonsense. Aaron Collins, take care, brother. I'm about to get on out of here. I got to do some super chat celebration music and stuff because you super chatted me earlier and other people as well. So let me go ahead and do that. Appreciate you, brother. Take care, man.
Tell them run it all. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up, flex, I'm down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, I'm down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex, I'm down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but
All right. Peace to everybody out there. I really appreciate everybody's support, the super chats, everything that everyone does in the chat room, and those that are listening that are not in the chat room. I appreciate people that are listening on Twitch and Facebook groups or Facebook in general, YouTube specifically. I appreciate everybody. If you have not, everybody, make sure you do this with everybody that's over here. I need everybody to do this immediately if you can. And let me go over here and show you what I'm talking about. I need everybody, if you can, to subscribe to Info Media immediately. That is a channel that I'm going to be launching very soon. I'll be doing very different stuff over there. It won't be a political channel. Won't be all that stuff will be left for this channel. Won't be new. It'll be more about content creation. If you're trying to levy your content creation, meaning you're being a YouTuber, you need to understand the best way to prepare your channel, whether it be the tags, the link descriptions, how to do keyword search for YouTube, how to set up your YouTube channel inside your studio, because a lot of times people don't have it set up correctly. And then you're wondering why you don't get traction on YouTube. Understanding the proper mics, the mix boards, the sound, cameras, how to do proper thumbnails, type of camera lenses you should use, or the best types of webcams you can use, the best types of editing softwares that are right on your phone, desktop software. I'm going to be doing all that kind of stuff. Strategies, tips, reviews, gear reviews. I'll be out and about with my cameras doing vlogging while talking about social media and talking about how you can up your game with building your presence into social media. So that channel is coming your way. I'm excited about it coming your way. Subscribe to that. This is especially if you are a content creator or you have a desire to be a content creator and launch a channel. This would be a great channel for those of you who have aspirations, because I'm going to tell you things that you may not be aware of, that you may not know, and that even the bigger guys who talk about, and ladies who talk about this sort of stuff, probably haven't told you, won't tell you, because they don't want you to know the secrets. I'm going to tell you some things because I've had a chance to crack the codes and I've cracked a few codes recently with how you go about pushing content. And you can see it. You'll see a difference in your channel if you follow these very basic rules that oftentimes you don't learn about sometimes on YouTube, or people are not willing to give you this information because they're too concerned about, how I don't want to see this person come up over here. I don't care. I'm going to tell you everything. If you're looking for music, all the music that I play, I don't have to worry about getting a strike because it's all licensed music. So I'm going to talk about licensed music that you can pay for, or licensed music that you can find that's free. Websites for creating your banner art, all these different things in the YouTube studio and the custom area that you may not know that you should do, that you may not be doing, that can actually work as a well of difference and benefit to your content creation on YouTube. So that's coming your way. Just go over to Info Media, again, Info Media, as you see there, and subscribe to the Info Media channel. I don't have any content on there only because the content is being produced and then it will be uploaded. I'll probably upload some of it as a pre-live video. I think you all will get a lot out of this. And even if you're not a content creator, you actually will get some insight into what we do as content creators. And that's what I'm going to be doing when I vlog with my cameras out and about. The insight that you will get from this particular channel. And so this is a channel that I hope will be an evergreen channel where I'll create content that will last very long. It won't be trending content. It will be content that has the degree of potential to be evergreen, everlasting. So I want to thank you out there again, everyone, for coming over and joining me again. I want to thank everybody in the chat room. It's been a great day. I don't normally do videos this early in the day like this, but I had the time today, and I want you all to come over and join me again. This Sunday, I'm going to have another great show. I'm thinking about touching on the historical black colleges. As you see what's happening, they are getting bomb threats. And all of a sudden now the FBI wants to act like now, oh, we're concerned about what's happening to black colleges when it comes to them being threatened. So that's a topic that I might go live with on Sunday, or I'll figure it out. We'll see what comes down the pipeline. And everybody out there, I got to get out of here. Thank you, Brother Keeve, Big Dog Philly, Kiji. Thank you. Identity with Hell. Gloria Murray, thank you for that super chat. Sister Erica, who's been rocking with us over here, supporting us 100 Real Talk Live. Thank you for coming over. And just everybody that's hanging out. D. Allen, Warren, George Macomb, and many people who were here earlier who left. Chaos Rain came on the panel. Hot Air up here. Sister Lynch was up here joining us. Just everybody that came upstairs to join us today. I appreciate it. Real Aaron Collins, everybody. Everybody take care. Peace to you, everybody. Got to get out of here. But I'll see you around the YouTube streets. Yeah. Peace.
Don't listen that much. Some of y'all don't listen at all. The same shit they be pushing your buttons. Got a grown man having withdrawals. I don't mind if you don't listen that much. Yo, I just mind what you say for the crowd. Cause some of y'all don't listen at all. Some of y'all don't answer that call.
Tell the truth.
Lies, the movie that I was watching. It's the end of the world. Illuminati is coming. Gather the boys and girls and watches it all unfurls. They clutching at all their pearls and no one asking for guidance. Stimulus check, won't you cash app that? I got niggas and they said that respect they black. Politicians and they said don't know how to act. That's why we sitting on the wrong track. Back to the long track. And it's okay to be rich. My mama always told me I was destined for greatness. But my mama also, she told me take care of the kids and everybody around the world that can't fight for it. So it's a Hakuna Matata, beast on the water. Pray to provider, please don't divide us. Keep that and try to face your intruder to be someone brighter. Yeah, all the mind if you don't listen that much. Some of y'all don't listen at all. Same shit they be pushing your buttons. Got a grown man having withdrawals. I don't mind if you don't listen that much. Yo, I just mind what you say for the crowd. Cause some of y'all don't listen at all. Some of y'all don't answer that call.
Information is power.
Tell the truth.
Make sure to subscribe to his channel. You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Let me say much respect and love to Patora Afro, who came into the chat room. I didn't get a chance to shout you out, sister. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. I want everybody to have a great day. I'll see you around the YouTube streets. Who knows? Peace again.
Tell the truth.